Information, news, and entertainment on demand.
WSRadio.com.
Welcome to Kitchen Dough, the food entrepreneur show for you in the cottage food industry. I'm Mary Goulet.
And I'm Heather Ryder. Our mission is to shine the light on you and your business.
We're kind of like your PR company.
Kind of like.
Yep.
Kind of digging it. We get so much joy about telling other people's stories and seeing their businesses go through the different stages. Like that's a high for me. I love it.
It's so exciting because it's a win-win. We get to tell your story. That means more people will listen to our show. We tell your story and more people go to you. Now, Bonnie in Walnut Creek was on 2 segments with us, giving us great information. She's going out in our newsletter. She'll be on our website. She'll be pushed out on our social media.
And she'll be in our archives.
Yes. There you go, Bonnie. Now, why? Anybody else want to do that? Anybody? Are you a taker? Free PR. Definitely go to kitchendough.com. I know it's a splash page that says coming soon, but we can see you sign up for our newsletter, and we will be reaching out to you. Because we got to get the communication going back and forth. And plus, our Kitchen Dough Facebook page is brand new. We just went hard out of the gate, didn't we?
Hey, let's just start doing this.
And you know what?
Let's do it. That is what we
That's the
encourage
point.
you to do. Yes, we encourage you. If you've been dreaming about it and kind of hemming and hawing and, I don't know, will people like it? And it can be overwhelming and daunting. I got to do the paperwork. I had the licensing. I've got to have my kitchen inspected, blah, 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 blah.
But you know what? In the journey of the process, it's rewarding.
Yes, and you have to start somewhere. Start small. Start with one action. Because here's the deal. Mary,
Tell us.
we have a lot going on in our lives. You have a whole other business, whole other life.
Oh,
I
for
have a whole other
sure.
business. I have a whole other life. And we do this. And we have all this content that we've created around this. And we're working on getting it all uploaded. But we're just like, you know what? We have to start somewhere, because if you wait until every I is dotted and every T is crossed, you may never start.
Better done than perfect.
Yes.
Just begin.
Just begin. And just begin by, we're going to give you 4 reasons why you should tell your story.
Well, one I already gave, because we're going to hear your story and push it out to the world,
Yes.
because we're your PR company.
That's number 1.
Number 2,
Because when you start talking about it, it almost makes you accountable to do it. When you tell someone, hey, I'm thinking about starting a cookie business, well, then that has already been planted. And maybe you even ask that person, will you make me accountable for starting this cookie business?
yeah.
And I need to do this and I have a couple of deadlines I'm thinking. Maybe that's another reason you tell your story, is to make you accountable so that you start the cookie business. And this isn't all just about cookies. This could be candies and chocolate and jams and jellies or dry goods. I mean, the list of
Pet
cottage
food.
Yeah,
Some states allow you to make pet food.
yes, from your home kitchen.
Isn't that crazy?
So, you have to know your state, right?
Yes.
And you have to know what's allowed, what's not allowed. But telling your story gets you on the road. Another reason, and we love to talk about this, magical fairy dust.
Believe in the magical fairy dust. If you don't put something out there, the fairy dust just gets swept away by the wind and fizzles out.
Where did my fairy dust
So
go?
we're going to give you a quick story, because this is where it came from. In 2003 or so, Heather and I were doing our radio show every Monday morning. And one Monday morning, I said, hey, Heather, let's write a workbook for moms so they can make some money while they stay home raising their children.
Because we loved talking to mom entrepreneurs.
Yes, mom entrepreneurs.
That was our jam.
Yes, that was our total jam. So then Tuesday, that's when we would send out our newsletter. And I put in the newsletter, hey, we're going to be writing a workbook for moms. Here, drum roll for the magical fairy dust.
Oh, here, you're telling the story, so let me do the drum roll.
Okay. Wednesday morning, 6:15.
It just sounds like someone's knocking. I'm
Yeah,
not
right?
very good at on the drums.
Okay, stop. Wednesday morning, 6:15, I receive an email from an editor at Hyperion Books in New York saying that they wanted to talk about publishing our workbook for moms.
We didn't know.
We had nothing. We just popped off on the radio show and said it.
Hey, we're going to write a workbook for moms, for mom entrepreneurs. Great idea.
That was our first published book.
And we didn't know that editor was on our newsletter list. You never know who's watching, who's listening.
And exactly. And now, they put this in perspective, guys. There was no social media. There was no Amazon. There was no LinkedIn. Nothing. It was just Mary and Heather sitting in the studio, doing a radio show.
Spewing out magical fairy dust.
And talking about magical fairy dust. Because if we
put our dreams out there.
Yeah, we
just
said it.
Put our intentions out there.
Yep.
And the thing is you never know. If you start talking about the business that you want to start, you never know who you're saying. And they might say, oh, well, I know who will buy those cookies. I know who will buy your jam. I have this connection. Why don't you sell it over here? You never know until you put it out there and what will come back to you.
Well, and going to family, community, sisters, brothers, you with your story, calling into our show and sharing your story could inspire someone else.
That's the fourth reason. Mm-hmm. Dreams inspire dreams.
Because you're not necessarily in competition. I mean, are there 10 cookie bakers on the same street? No.
Chances are no.
Right?
That'd be a very unusual street.
Is that where the Stepford wives live?
And make cookies? All of them?
Oh, boy. Aren't we funny? We just crack ourselves up.
That would be funny, though.
No, but the whole thing is inspire someone else with your story, motivate someone else, and re-inspire yourself. Because we're going to say, that's a great story. That should be in your marketing.
Yes.
Don't you think?
I do.
Yeah.
There's so many. We just gave you our top 4 reasons why you should be telling your story. There are so many other reasons, and you're also going to come up with your own reasons why you should be telling your story or other people should be telling your story. Please tell us what your reasons are. We want to hear from you what works, from you what your obstacles are, what doesn't work. Let us know. Go to kitchendough.com, sign up for our newsletter, and then
we will be pushing out past episodes.
Yeah, and go to our Facebook page. Yeah. There's not much going on right now because we're just getting started. Mm-hmm. But maybe by the time you hear this in the archive, we are going full blown. Who knows? Whenever you listen to this, that's another reason why you should call into our show. Because when you call into our show, you shamelessly promote your business, which we are all about. Tell us about your business. You're going to go into our archive. So then, guess what? That's constant. The ability to be promoting your business is through our archives because it just lives there.
Yeah. So we do this show live, which is unique. Most people will do a podcast in a room and then push it out later.
But we love live radio.
We love live radio, and we can take your call.
Yes.
And we don't have to edit anything. So
and we don't edit.
We don't. So when she goofs up, I just leave it there.
Yeah. For the world to hear.
Yeah, it's pretty exciting.
It really is exciting. And this whole industry is exciting. And as we grow, we're going to be telling more stories. And there's another story that I just love too, is about chocolate and starting a chocolate business. And this young couple started a chocolate business, and they had they started in their home kitchen. They had chocolate everywhere. And then they were in an apartment, so they grew out of room. They didn't have enough room in their kitchen, so they started making chocolate in the laundry room.
No way.
Like, it just was like chocolate everywhere. Selling out at the farmers markets. They didn't know how they would do. They went and tested it at a farmers market, so you just never know. And now they have their own chocolate, like, little factory and facility.
Willy Wonka.
I know. You never know. And this is what's great about the cottage food industry, like Bonnie Foreman was talking about in one of our previous episodes, is that this business, this cottage food industry, and why the laws need to continue to get better, is it allows people to start.
Yeah, because you know what?
Without them, people couldn't even start.
Right. And if you have your grandma's favorite recipe that handed down and you love it and you want to see if it has legs and if it works for your lifestyle and it does and you love it, awesome. Sky's the limit.
Yes.
But if you say, you know what, this isn't the right time. I've got too much going on with the family or whatever else is going on, that's okay too.
It's the right answer.
And you didn't spend the farm.
That's exactly it. You're not going to break the bank in getting started.
Was that a saying? You didn't spend the farm?
I
don't know. You kind of got where I was going, right? Boy, these segments go quickly. Okay.
I know, don't they?
Yes. All right, you're listening to Kitchen Dough. We'll be right back.
Whether you are a woman, a man, or a young person, your time in a hair salon should be special. I'm Doris Rivas-Brecky, host of Daily Dialogue with Doris on WS Radio, and I look forward to those special moments at Fantastic Sam's located at 124 West Main Street in downtown El Cajon, California, and the Fantastic Sam Salon at 9723 Mission Gorge Road in Santee, California. I go to both depending on which way I'm heading out for work. Both salons are conveniently located by two major freeways. The Fantastic Sam's experience is always positive, uplifting, and family-friendly. Fantastic Sam stylists put your hair needs and desires first. So if you don't know Fantastic Sam's in El Cajon or Santee, California, why don't you give them a try and tell them Daily Dialogue with Doris sent you.